Hey everyone, welcome back to Empower Me Mondays. I'm Crystal, and today we're exploring how completing past conversations can liberate us and pull the life that we desire toward us. This episode will help you move forward from unresolved issues with clarity, purpose, and power. So let's find out how you can release those ties and focus on creating a fulfilling future. In our lives, unfinished conversations can act like anchors, truly holding us back from experiencing new experiences and the ones that we actually desire. Unresolved conflicts consume mental energy, leaving less room for growth and creativity. So, today we're going to look at how addressing these unresolved conversations can free up that energy, leaving you empowered to accomplish what you desire. Just as a house needs a strong foundation, our lives need emotional stability. That is truly our foundation. So, unfinished conversations are like the cracks in the foundation. But by resolving these, we not only repair the cracks, we also strengthen our base, making it easier to build. Much like resolving past conversations, completing unfinished tasks can also free up that mental space, as well as reduce a ton of stress, allowing you to focus more effectively on your current and future endeavors. So, whether it's renewing your driver's license, or calling a creditor about a bill, or finishing a lingering project, the act of completion itself brings accomplishment. So, here are a few steps to take to tackle tasks effectively. One, you want to identify and prioritize. Start by making a list of all of the unfinished tasks that you've been postponing. Assess each task after that for its urgency and importance, and then start prioritizing these tasks. This will help you focus on what needs your immediate attention, such as legal or financial deadlines, and allows you to plan more effectively. Next, you want to set clear deadlines. Once you identify what you need to be done, assign a realistic deadline to each task. Don't overwhelm yourself, but make sure that you put it in time. Deadlines serve as a motivational tool to help structure your time management. I'm telling you, if you don't put things in time, you leave it out in space. And this is one of those unresolved energy leaks that will pull all the power that you have and suck all the power out of what you're actually trying to accomplish. So, for tasks that seem overwhelming, just break them down into smaller, manageable steps. For example, if you need to renew your driver's license, break it into checking renewal requirements, gathering necessary documents, and setting a day to visit the DMV or completing that process online, whatever it is. Next, you want to create a structured plan. Use tools like your calendar, reminders, and task management apps to keep track of your deadlines and progress. Allocate specific times in your schedule to work on these tasks. For instance, you might set aside an hour each week addressing a financial concern, such as reviewing bills or contacting creditors. Next, take action and follow through. Start tackling your tasks according to the priority and your planned schedule. Taking action can often be the hardest step, but this momentum builds as you begin checking off your lists because you're actually restoring your power. If you encounter obstacles, just reassess your approach, seek help if you need, and adjust your plan accordingly. Finally, review and reflect. Once a task is completed, take a moment to reflect on what you've accomplished and how it makes you feel. This reflection can be motivating and increase that confidence in handling future tasks. So, regular review of your task list also help ensure that nothing is overlooked and that you are continuously progressing. This proactive approach to tackling incomplete tasks ensures that you maintain control over your personal and professional life, that you get to be the leader of your life, leading to a more organized and stress-free existence. Before we dive in to the practical steps for completing those important conversations or those conversations that we have been avoiding, there's a fundamental question that each of us need to consider. I want you to ask yourself, am I more committed to being right, or am I committed to resolving the issue, to restoring my power? What is it? You get to choose. This isn't just a question. It is a choice that will actually define the outcome of any conversation. So you really just need to sit with yourself. If you are more committed to being right now, then I'd advise you to put this conversation in time for a future where you will actually be more committed to resolving the issue and to restore your power. Being right might give you a momentary sense of victory, but it's important to understand that it's not real. It's really a hollow win if the issue remains unresolved and relationships continue to be strained. But on the other hand, if your commitment is to resolve the issue, it requires you to set aside your ego, opening up to understanding and sometimes even compromising. This path doesn't lead to resolution. It fosters the deep connection and trust. So, as we prepare to explore how to effectively close out unfinished conversations, I want you to reflect on what your true commitment is. Are you looking to win an argument, or are you looking to complete, heal, and move forward? These strategies that we will discuss are more effective when your primary goal is resolution, not vindication. Now, keep this in mind as we move forward. The intention and the mindset which you approach conversations can dramatically influence this outcome. Now, let's choose paths that lead to peace and progress, not just about being right. Are you ready? Let's get into those steps to meaningful completion. Completing past conversations might seem daunting, but it can be approached in a way that empowers you. So, here are the practical steps that you can take to effectively address and resolve incomplete conversations. One, you want to identify and reflect. Begin by identifying. So before you have conversations, write down all of the incomplete conversations and with who, and begin identifying what feels incomplete or unresolved. What communication was not said? Have you withheld? What communication was not gotten? So what was left unsaid? What emotions are present? Because understanding your own feelings and the key issues that were not addressed is critical for setting the groundwork for that resolution. It's very important to get clear on what exactly is unresolved. You guys might have different views on it, but ultimately it's not that. It's deeper than that. Maybe you aren't being heard in the relationship, but maybe you're also not being willing to hear on the other side. So those are kind of the reflections that we need to look at. Sometimes it takes us opening up and doing what we need to do first, which is hear the other person before we're actually able to be heard. Now, the second thing is you want to reach out and set that framework. So you want to contact the other person and express your desire to resolve the unfinished conversation. Again, this is about you restoring your power ultimately. So it's important to approach this step with sensitivity because you don't know how the other party is left. They might have different feelings about this conversation. So you want to set up a mutually agreeable time and place to discuss these matters, ensuring it's safe and in a private environment where both parties can speak openly and honestly and be heard. You want to frame the conversation with a clear intention of seeking closure or understanding rather than winning an argument. This will yield you much better results. Next, you want to engage in active listening and generous communication. I would advise for you to listen first. So give up your plans, give them the mic, give them the floor, and just hold the space to listen. Nothing is happening. You can do it. You can listen to somebody. And then when it's your turn, you need to speak clearly about your feelings and thoughts without placing blame. You want to use statements like I statements to express how certain actions made you feel. Maybe they hadn't listened to you or they had done something. So you want to say, this is how I felt, rather than accusing the other person of doing something maliciously to hurt you. Listen actively to the other side of the story, validating their feelings too. You want to acknowledge their feelings as well. They're not wrong about how they view it. It's just their view. They're not seeing it from your side right now. But until you acknowledge someone's view, it's very hard for them to actually see your view. You really want to work together to find mutual understanding or agree to disagree respectfully, if that's what it takes to find closure. Now, some of these conversations might not happen. You can't control how other people are going to approach this or how they're going to want to take it. I have had intentions where I would like to complete some conversations, and those conversations never got complete. At some point, there is a distinction called being complete, being incomplete, where it doesn't ruminate and you're not thinking about it all the time. You have to find those techniques of being complete. Now, if you need coaching in this, you can reach out to me as a coach. There are plenty other coaches out there that can guide you in this. You're not always going to have something be resolved with the two parties involved, but there is a way of being complete, being incomplete, especially if you are the one that is always actively listening, always understanding other people, but yet you actually find it very challenging for other people to understand you. If this is the case, this is another conversation. Please reach out to me and we can discuss this. But as we wrap up today's episode, I really encourage you to consider one unresolved issue that you can address this week and embrace that discomfort. None of this is comfortable, guys, not for anybody. Embracing that discomfort will lead to growth. So share your journey with us and let us support each other in these challenging but rewarding steps. As always, subscribe for more empowering content. And remember, when we free ourselves from the past, we open up doors to the future. Thank you for joining me today on Empower Me Monday. Until next time, stay empowered, embrace your journey, and remember, the freedom to move forward starts with resolving what's behind us. See you next Monday, and remember, you've got this.